I did not. Well, that one can go down in the books for the best start.
I love that. I did not. Like, that's just the best start. I just love it.
No,
I did not.
Well, hi, everybody.
Wait, I feel like we should just start asking people to play Where's Sami Today? Like, where in the world is Sami Zoss? Because it's just great. So where are you calling in from?
I am calling in from actually the McNamara Alumni Center at the University of Minnesota alumni, like a University of Minnesota campus in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So there's a conference here today. The keynote's actually happening right now. So I took over one of the.
All right.
Look at that. Because look, you know what? I was way too excited about today. And
I know. I'm so excited.
I can't not. So I'm taking over a room. So if I get yelled at midstream, no one can tell me that I'm not dedicated to our AI4AnyoneLIVE crew.
I don't think anybody can say that anyway. I can't imagine anybody saying it, but if they did, like, you know, whatever. Okay, vibe coding. Like, the challenge is here. I've been looking forward to this.
I'm so excited.
I did not sleep last night because I was literally vibe coding. I did not even think about it while I was doing it because I'm doing a training in Austin tomorrow, and I built an entire app to do it. It's great. What?
So we can play Where's Tim? You travel sometimes.
I know. Well, I you know, but not on Wednesdays.
Just Thursdays. Got it.
Thursdays. Right. Yeah.
But no, we don't have time today, but Tim walked me through what he vibe coded last night, and it is like, you guys, it is honestly like, it makes me giggle, the type of stuff that like I can build. And I didn't know your expertise before I met you, right? So it's not to assume that you didn't have it before, but like, I know that what you showed me is not something you could have built even a year ago. Like, the fact that you just like bebopped it out in an evening is crazy.
Months ago. It did, like, no, absolutely. So anyway, really excited about that. Okay, but before we forget, I want to just jump into fundraising AI right now. Like, right? So this is coming up. The summit's coming up. I talked with Candace Cody earlier this week about a session that I may or may not be doing with Dan Kershaw. I don't know why I said may not be, because I'm going to be doing that with Dan Kershaw to show off basically what Dan's been doing, because I feel like Dan speaks a lot, but what he does is he's like, here's what you could do. And I want to be like, no, we want to know what you're doing. So that and many other conversations happening at the summit this year. It is in September 15th and 16th, I believe. And it is no charge, amazing speakers. We'll be doing the 2-week run-up with a bunch of interviews with people. So if you are not scheduled, just not signed up, sign up now, register. The recordings are available later on. Fundraising AI.
Always free.
Right.
Always accessible.
Yeah.
And even if you're going to access them later, like, please make sure to register, if only to help us, like, because it helps us keep it free. Like, when we see the interest in the access, like, it really helps us, like, keep it accessible and free for everybody. So get on it and sign up. Smart move.
It's not free to sponsors, by the way, who are actually making it happen. So
it's huge.
Sponsors as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to make sure we do like a shout out for like the sponsor list of FAI in an upcoming episode. So,
sure.
Okay. Well, we have not one, but two special guests today. One is a familiar face, so we're going to bring him on stage first. Everybody shout out Dan Kershaw. Bow, 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 bow. I need to get little like
hold on, that was like the perfect air horn. Like that was very, very well done.
I don't get credit for it. There's a podcast I listen to called Two Hot Takes that she couldn't work her little thing. And she's actually from Minnesota, so that's funny. She couldn't work her little like electronic sound thing, and so she just makes the noise and it just sticks to my. So now I'm just like,
that is awesome. That is just the best. Hi Dan, we're gonna let you speak someday, but first.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No, and I'm excited about vibe coding because most people don't actually realize they can vibe code right now.
Yeah, I mean, you were kind of
I'm still there, which I can't vibe code, and actually we can't. There's many layers to it, but very excited. And lovely to see you go head to head.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Eventually the competition in me will like come out, but also I'm a little bit like, I don't know, Tim's been vibe coding a little bit longer than I have, so we'll see. But I'm more familiar with Canvas, so.
And you know the data, which actually matters a lot.
Fair.
It matters a lot, so anyway. Yeah.
So Dan, if you haven't caught on, Dan's going to actually play host today. So once we get started in the competition, actually, he's going to kind of be bopping back and forth between my screen and Tim's screen, and also talking through sort of like his process, his like thinking process. Because last week when I originally pitched this idea, it was actually for Tim to go to know how to vibe code. And I was
your audio is kind of going in and out. So,
let me swap.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just I was reading your lips, and I think you said last week we were thinking it was going to be Dan and I going head to head, but then we decided to switch it.
Yeah. Can you hear me a little bit?
We'll have a head to head Tim one day.
Yeah. No, for sure.
We'll pick something.
We'll do a deep research head to head.
No.
That will not go well.
It's chaining the deep research.
Yes. So many thoughts on that, by the way, because I started doing that and I'm like, oh my gosh. So we'll come back to it. Okay. But we have another guest.
Yes. We do have another guest. Would you like to do the honors of introducing said guest? I can pull them.
Yes, this other guest looks a lot like me because he's my son, John David Lockie. Welcome to the show. His camera is not working, so he's on his phone, which works great. So
I'm trying to switch him. There we go.
John David, welcome to AI4AnyoneLIVE. Excited to see you here.
John David.
Hi, everybody. Glad to be here. I started vibe coding yesterday, so I'm excited to see what they can do.
So you're ready to take on the dad, are you?
So
very much so.
I may or may not have just spilled a little bit of water on my laptop. So John David, tell me something awful about your dad while I try to figure out how to get the water off my laptop. Thanks. No, wait, for real. What's something that everybody how do you explain to other people what your dad does? That's actually a really fun one.
That's a very good question.
It's so complicated. The first thing I tell them is that it's very complicated and it has changed a lot in the past few years. And then I go into how a few years ago he realized that everything he was doing was a broken system and tried to change it. And and has been working on that stuff until AI came out, and now he's been doing a lot of AI stuff. But I also lead with usually that it's nonprofit consulting, which I think is really, really cool. Because he's actually like doing stuff that is helping the world, and like not just he always, this work that he's doing, he's known the whole time he's been doing it that he could make twice as much in the for-profit sector, and has never done that because that's not his priority.
I really love the proud son.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little something here. That was very nice of you. John
really
David and I
sweet.
mostly just insult each other, so it's a little bit weird to hear some nice things. Yeah, I know.
Insult a lot of people. Or what?
If I like them, I insult them. I thought everybody did that, but it turns out that's not how everybody rolls.
I mean, I do as well, so I get it. Well, I got most of the water off my laptop.
Okay, yeah. Is your computer okay? I think we're
gonna find out. It's fine. I actually do have a backup computer with me, so as far as that's going, I'm good.
And Megan, so excited for you to meet John David, and would love to have you and him connect about what you're up to, because it is really amazing work. So yeah, thanks for tuning in every week.
Every week, I get so excited to see Megan's comments. It just gives me life. So, all right, Dan, do you want to? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Dan, do you want to take it away and get us going?
So the idea of vibe coding is deep, but most people, myself included, was like, I can't vibe code. I don't know where to start. And we were chatting last week, and it's like, you're already vibe coding, Dan. You just don't know it. So we're going to do that, but we're going to put it in the context that all of us have when we're in our own jobs, which is we don't think we have time to do things, or we don't have the skills to do things. And so Sami has created a data set called the Acme Foundation, which has lots of information about the work that this fictitious foundation does. And we're able to use the Google Workspace and Gemini, and it's actually a great on-ramp because of the way Google works with its documents and if you're using deep research. And that Canvas product is essentially the easiest on-ramp to vibe coding visualizations. We all look at the things we have to create, board packages, communications, web pages. There's a lot of things that like, I can't do that. I need to hire somebody, or that'll take me 2 days. And we're going to challenge Sami and Tim, and they're going to have exactly 15 minutes to do things that we either couldn't do or would need days to do. So what Sami's done, she's given me the instruction set, but she hasn't looked at the questions. And I'm just going to share my screen and talk through what the challenge is today.
So while Dan's loading this up, no, we can't at the moment. Here we go. Let me say add to the scene. Really quickly, Dan, before you go into this, I want to point out that like what you're showing is also something I vibe coded.
Yes.
There you go.
Is it showing now?
Yes.
Okay. So this was entirely vibe coded by Sami. Again, think through if you had to create a interactive web page. Most of us would say, I don't code. Using the brand colors of Human Stack, we wouldn't do that, or it would take too much time. So today's challenge, head-to-head, Sami, Tim, 15 minutes. The primary tool we're using is Google Gemini Canvas. And the reason I say primary is I think it's an important thing that I do is I chain together all the different tools because they're all different. And when you bring them together, you can do some really neat things. So I suspect Tim is going to break out his toolkit of things that we don't.
Well, is that fair? I think we should like establish some ground rules here. Like,
I let you and Sami can you haggle.
My friends are the best. I spilled my water all over my laptop.
It took me a long time to see it.
So what we're
I don't think we need to worry about rules too much, Tim. I think the end result has to be presented in Gemini Canvas.
Okay.
I think because I know that I will be doing all of mine in Gemini Canvas, I feel like we will at least have something to show people like, hey, this is how you could do it.
Yeah.
The winner is going to be based off from the audience.
Oh, okay.
So you
can factor in how much reliance. Now, what we've done thank you, Sami, is we have 5 challenges that we all in our sector have to deal with. Nonprofit storytelling dashboard, create an interactive dashboard that tells Acme's impact story through compelling data visualization. A donor journey visualizer, build a mapping tool for a first contact all the way to different what if scenarios. A program budget optimizer, a community impact map, and a board meeting presentation builder. All of these things in 15 minutes? Never. In a day? Maybe. But the objective here is 15 minutes using Google Canvas as a presentation. But the important thing is we've got a little twist in the requirements. So we're going to force both Sami and Tim to make sure there's a common element so that their creativity is kept close. So we're going to run this. We have Sami versus Tim, and I'm going to hit a randomized.
This thing is so cool.
Isn't that fun?
Well, I just got to say, you're winning already because it's so awesome. I love this.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So, Sami, Tim, ready?
Wait. Can you go back to the overview really, really quickly?
Sure.
Tim, if you had to choose one that you wanted, which would it be? And which one you don't want? Like, as far as, like, we've got 15
because
minutes. Some of these
we can re-randomize.
Oh, no. So this
no
is
re-randomizing, Dan. I just want to know.
This is where I just don't know this side of the work as well. So I think if I had to go with any of them, I might go with the impact map.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I think most useful would actually probably be the program budget optimizer or the presentation builder. But I actually think I really hope we get the donor journey visualizer because I think that's one of the most unique things.
I agree. That's the one I'm
It's one of those things that like people wouldn't spend money or time on. And so we're showing that like you could do it.
You could do this.
Yep. All right.
Here
we go.
I'm ready.
Tim, you ready?
Wait till you see this.
You ready? Tim. All right. We're going to randomize.
Oh,
and
this is so cool.
It's going to be the community impact map.
I love it so much.
Build a geographic visualization that shows how a nonprofit's program's impact spreads throughout a community. Include multiple layers of impact, beneficiaries, for direct and secondary community-wide effects. And here's the twist you both must integrate into your work. Must include a time progression element showing how impact evolves over different time frames.
Okay.
All right.
So it's 10:20 or 9:20 or 11:20 or whatever it is. So we've got till 35.
Are we going to use the timer? Isn't there a timer on here? I feel like there's a timer someplace.
I think it's for like the countdown, like to go live that I messed up.
Yeah, I've got my phone. I'm putting on
We're good. Okay. So
timer.
Yeah.
Starting now.
I'm nervous already.
Off. Yep.
Me too. I'm feeling it because it all comes down to data.
Sami, do you want to
knows the data the best?
For the audience, do you just want to describe the nature of the data that is sitting out in the fictitious Google Drive?
Please explain it in depth.
Yeah. So
for a long time, for a lot of minutes, please.
I know. I was like, of course, Dan wants to ask me to do this right this second. Hey, John David, you have a human stack login, yeah?
Yes, I do.
Look at that. You guys can go ahead on in.
Yep.
Let me share the link for John David to share his screen, and he can.
Perfect.
You guys can look in and walk through it, so Tim doesn't get any more advantages. And while John David's pulling that up, just for folks to know exactly like what my process is, because like I said, I'll be doing all of mine in Canvas. I'm actually going straight to Canvas and starting quite literally with the prompt itself. Like I'm putting it in and saying, I'm in a competition. I want to build this thing. Help. And like seeing what it comes up with first.
John David, while you pull that up. So Google's Gemini product way back on March 18th, this product called Canvas became available in Google Gemini. And the intention behind it was allowing you to, when you use your Google Gemini, it's creating results, you could then bounce over into the Canvas to work with it directly. And when they brought on the Canvas with this creation piece, it's to allow, avoids you needing to copy paste, copy a chat, paste it somewhere. So now we're it's using Google's most powerful model. And one of the neat things is, and I think it's really important, the size of the context window. What does that mean? How much can you put in a canvas is the equivalent of, like, say, 1 million tokens. If you're an AI nerd, that's the equivalent of about 1,500 pages of written text. So historically, putting that all into a document, 1,500 words is usually a whole organization's knowledge base. So Sami is, I'm assuming, John David, you're finding this document. But Sami's created an ecosystem of fictitious documents.
I forgot John David's on his phone.
Yep, I don't think I'll be able to share my screen for it.
Don't worry about it.
Well, here, let me copy the link.
Don't worry. It's the intention, Sami, is there are a lot of Google documents.
Well, the nice part is this is what we've been doing in the last couple episodes. So it's all about that program that we've built in the last couple episodes.
So the intention is that it's got the sheets, the documents, the words, the numbers, statistics, tables, all of it, creating a fictitious foundation. And when you're in Google Gemini, I'll pull it up and just remind everybody. Share. So here's Google Gemini.
One second. Sorry, I had to make sure you were added to the screen. You're good.
Good. Okay. So everybody who's using Google Workspace, whether you're on the basic plan or all the way up to the Ultra plan that I'm testing this month, when you go to Gemini, you have in Tools, you have a number of options. The deep research tool, which everybody knows I'm a big fan of, when you work on a deep research product, it immediately creates a canvas as a byproduct. And from there, that's where vibe coding starts. I'm just going to pull up something that I did actually earlier yesterday. I'm going to just show what I did. So I started with deep research. Sorry, I'm just closing this out. So Furniture Bank, the charity I'm accountable for, I had our head of sustainability getting feedback from corporate customers, and she wanted to make changes to the website. So I took a transcript of a meeting that we had, and then I used deep research to create a report. So here's my deep research, and I got a very detailed report on what to do. And this panel on the right is a canvas. And what Sami and Tim are doing right now is they're playing with create this describe your own app. That's where vibe coding starts. Now, what I did for what I was doing is a bunch of back and forth conversations with it. And I was looking for, hold on. But ultimately, I wanted to create a redesign of the visual of Furniture Bank's website. So I uploaded, just bear with me while I find it. This is a workflow that I did yesterday. Sorry, it was a long, there was a picture, there's a proposed layout. So I took a screenshot of our existing webpage. I took the deep research of looking at the best practices that we all should be using on a modern day website today. And I took the transcript of the meeting I had with my coworker. The deep research gave me the recommendation. I didn't bother reading it. I simply said, please make an interactive website. And this is Furniture Bank's recommended, updated language, copy, layout, format, numbers, trust marks, etc. And I took this layout. I then logged into WordPress and I started copy pasting, and I made changes to the website, which if you go to furniturebank.org, I'm assuming that screen is still, no, not shared. I was able to take all the best practices a marketing consultant, web consultant would tell me to do, and I made those changes in a morning and it's now live.
That is so crazy.
So I think it's important that most of the things I do, I'm just chaining together little Lego bricks that add up to, I don't know how you did that, but it was using Google Gemini was a really important step in that I could get the research to push in it. The research is a bit of a misnomer. You're getting a little AI minion to go away and explicitly come back to you with its own analysis, be it a website, be it a sales, be it fundraising. We can all do it. Like Megan, for you, you could literally have the very best web designer, social media expert, video expert go away and come back with recommendations. And then you get to use Canvas to visualize it.
That's crazy.
And I've given Tim and Sami exactly 8 minutes into their challenge. And I wanted to check in with you both on how you're doing on your challenge.
Tim can go first.
I have successfully downloaded the files.
Stop.
Why are you downloading?
I agree, because he wants to get out of Canvas. That's his problem.
So why am I teasing Tim? Inside of Google, if you're in a Google workspace, it natively lets you connect to Drive. In any document, you can just add to your conversation. So in my case, yesterday, I added some the sales team feedback into, re-roll the narrative, re-roll the language. So organizing your Google Drive. But yes, you're always allowed to download documents, Tim. I'll just tease you about it.
There's just one file of there's only one Excel file. That's where all the data is, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the company profiles and then the overview of the program in there as well.
Right. Gotcha.
John David, have you played with deep research yet in Canvas?
A little bit. I did a few. I'm really into climbing, like rock climbing. So I did a deep research into what things cause the most accidents. I just did a bunch of research on that with Gemini.
God, I love that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I did one where my wife is taking her 90-year-old mother on a cruise to Norway out of England, and she's like, I don't know what to do with her for 2 days in England. It has to be flat, and she has particular isms, shall we say. And deep research found the budget-friendly, mobility-friendly, not seeing things that she would find inappropriate, aka not going to Brighton. Deep research gave that, as well as links on where to go. And so, yeah, deep research, whether it be Google's tool or OpenAI's tool, Perplexity, there's a bunch. Even Grok has it now. The ability to have your own person who will go away and aggregate what you are personally or professionally interested in is profound. And it gets really interesting when you start to upload other deep research results for the next deep research.
Boy, Sami, I'm really relying on deep research here. Okay, I'll talk you through what I'm doing because I don't think Tim can do it in the same amount of time that he's got left. But
is sharing your screen make sense?
Do you want me to?
I'm just
happy
for
to.
Megan and anybody else watching.
Oh, we've got all sorts of people watching all the time. Okay, sorry if it gives you guys can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so what I did was I literally started with the docs and the prompt. One second, let me check on my deep research here. Okay. And then I said, I'm competing against Tim on this prompt. I need to vibe code a solution in 15 minutes. Here's the data. And then it gave me, here's a report. And I was like, no. I didn't give you enough information. I said, okay, but we, not you, we need to vibe code an interactive solution. I'm wondering if we don't start with deep research to make something awesome / data backed, then we could add that to the plan. I said, I don't know, make a plan before we start. So then it gave me this 3-phase plan, which I appreciate that it gave me some timestamps because I'm like, so phase 1 was deep dive. And so I was like, okay, get me the prompt for that deep dive. And then I didn't really even look at phase 2 and 3 yet because I was like, if I need to do deep research, I need to get that going now because it takes a minute, right? So you can see it's getting there, but it's not done yet. So if this doesn't get done in time, I've got 5 minutes left. So while that is loading, I said, here's the plan. I copied the plan that deep research put together and just put it into this saying does this work? and can we work on phase 2 and 3 while that researches? It basically did most of the 2 and 3 for me. So then I was like, okay, let me bring it back. So it's like really thinking through, because I wanted to make sure, like, is it going to do what we need it to do, or did it get lost somewhere? So I was like, can it do, like, will it need to solve our need for the competition and the twist? And so now it's actually walking me through this. And while we are here, my deep research is done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this to docs. But I need to make sure I export it in a way that
you don't need to. That already is a canvas.
I lied. I'm removing it from docs because I don't want Tim to have it. Because if I were Tim, I would absolutely go in and just steal the deep research that my competition just did for what it's worth.
Then you wouldn't be Tim. I'm just saying. I don't know how to get this into Canvas, but what it built is just insane. Like,
all right.
Absolutely so cool.
Sami, if you go back to your deep research,
okay,
in the top right, hit create. In the blank, paste the challenge.
Well, but I've got phase 2 and phase 3 of it.
You have 2 minutes.
Quit it. I'm stopping sharing my screen.
So
Tim can share his scary screen. Since he cheated, I did an extra couple of minutes while he presents.
Yes. Let me see if this. Let me see. If
So an important thing about the canvas, there's that tiny little window which is blank. It says, "What do you like?" More or less, what would you like to do? And that is where you can put a very elaborate prompt. So Sami took a lot, phase 2 and 3. We'll see what comes back. And Tim, we don't know what Tim's doing.
Shocker.
He's probably using. Oh, here he is. Wow.
Oh, wow. Megan, I swear to God, if he wins, I'm going to be so sad.
Look at this thing. Yeah. That is so cool. I'm not bragging on myself because I did nothing here. I literally did not even look at the data.
This is inside of Canvas?
Not yet. Hopefully that is working.
So, Tim, let me be clear. The challenge was to do the visualization inside of Canvas. And you said no.
He said nope.
Here we are. You mean like this? Inside of Canvas, you mean?
Yes.
Lame. I think... Okay, where's your time? Where's your twist, sir?
This is all happening over time. Look at this. This is program launch. This is community impact. Reset. So this is like the whole journey.
Okay, talk to everyone how you did that.
Sami. Yep.
I'm going to have Tim talk to everyone how, because I am giving myself 60 more seconds because I did want to see what, that is really cool.
Take 2 more minutes. Yeah.
I was going to say, can you walk through how you did that though, especially since you didn't use Gemini, but then you loaded it into Gemini. So if someone's using another developer, how they could get it in their infrastructure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Okay. So this is what Gemini built. So it did build its own thing here. And I think it might still be working on it.
Okay.
Or it's not working. Oh, that's what it is. I added, stop doing that. Just stop. Once you launch it, it is like launched. It is not going to come back. So, yeah.
That is good.
Okay. So that's in one of them. What I did is, I used, where's the sharing screen? Now I can't see it. What's going on? Why can't I see this? Stop sharing. Okay, I see. Okay, 1 second. I'll share my other screen. I'm gonna have to share the terminal.
I'll pop over and see if it's
okay. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, this is Claude code, and all I did was say, read this image and then go to this folder and tell me what I should do. And then I I had a hard time getting all the data in, so I finally just copied and pasted it. That's why it's so long here. But let's see, I want to go to where I started this.
But for viewers, Tim, you have a preference of this, but you could have had the same conversation inside of Google Gemini. You may have got a not as good a result.
It would have been very similar. I would have said, I don't know the data and I don't know data visualizations as well as you do. So go figure it out. And I didn't want to steer it. This is one of those projects where like I literally know less than it knows about what I want. So I just said, go do something with all of this. And here's the constraints that I have. And then it said, where's the data? Go get the data. And I spent half my time just trying to figure out how to get the data in. And then I had no idea what it would look like. And then really all of a sudden it popped up like this. And I was like, oh, that is really cool. So this is...
You got to reshare. We still see just your...
Sorry. Okay. So then this popped up on my screen. Let's see. Got to go to this one right here. I don't feel like it's that one. Which one is it? Yeah, it's this one. Okay. So this is what popped up, and I didn't know where that was. And so it's a file. Like this is literally a file inside of my computer. So you can see file. This is in my dev. So this is on my local machine. So I went and then said, I just opened Gemini, I turned on Canvas, and I just pulled that file in here and said, use this in a Canvas. And then it did.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I did not know if that would work or not. And what it's doing, I haven't really taken a second to look at this, but organizations are pink, direct participants are blue, green is secondary. You guys can read. So community-wide effect is yellow.
Yep.
And so this is the ripple effects, is the secondary impact, our colleagues.
Now, Tim, hit the little Gemini button in the corner there.
When I did this before, it like hung. That's what I did. That's what I did here. So I'm a little bit nervous about doing
hit the button. I'm trying to give Sammy 60 more seconds.
Oh, you got it. Okay. All right. There we go.
So this is an important piece, is that the first time Canvas is working, it's going to do what you're asking to, but it will also spot opportunities that there is more interactivity that based on how Gemini works. In theory, this should work, but in practice, as all new tools, that's thinking. I was getting that kind of...
Oh my gosh, it's flashing. That's scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I had the same thing happen yesterday when I was doing videos.
I happen to vibe code 2 options. So...
Oh, let's see them.
Let me walk you through these, and then we can get out of here.
Megan, take note: 2 options, not just one made in another system.
I think Dan's biased.
So true. It's so true. I don't feel as good about my chances.
But Tim, it's important. Like all tools are important. The UX and like how we think.
Yeah,
it's important.
Oh, absolutely, it is.
Show the console of beast. Oh.
So with this one, I don't like it keeps running an error, which I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to get to, here you go. Because cool. It's actually, it's running the error from the Gemini features. So, but it seems to have been fixed now. So this is the confidence before and after. Let me go back to let me hit stop and just go back to the one that's not adding Gemini features here quick. Sorry. Oh, it won't let me, will it? Okay, I'm gonna let that keep going. But what it did, and I will, oh no, how do I fix it now? Can I hit refresh? Oh, well, I will have to load that up and show others. Thankfully, I've got another one here. So what this one does is it takes it like mapped it out, and there we go. I don't know how to get rid of that strategic suggestions box here, which I'm really frustrated by.
Oh, it literally mapped it.
Yeah. I didn't know it could map.
Wow, that's really cool. I mean, makes sense. Yeah.
What you can't see right now, and while it's hopefully fixing that, is when I would go across the year, it would actually, like, these would grow. So like direct beneficiary, secondary. So the zones would like expand. And then when I hit Gemini, it said, so like this is the features it's adding, right? So generate a story. When you click on a direct beneficiaries marker, you'll see a new button. You can use it to generate a short humanizing story about that household and then suggest next steps for that group. So, I mean, there's some cool things here.
In both cases, the result of it is a code base. It's HTML. You can actually have it build, if you tell it, build out the code in Markdown and IDA, Replit, and stuff like that, according to the trivia I was looking for. There you go.
Okay, here we go. It doesn't have the Gemini feature.
Oh, look at that.
See, I'm a geographer, so maps like get bonus points.
So what it did was I took the deep research, I put it in, and then we applied it to the framework that we built and basically said like using so I was trying to Danify it, right? Like using this deep research approach, what does this program look like based on expertise, right? So,
and you could literally copy this code, go to your web page, drop an HTML in there, and it will work. And I think this is important. Like why vibe code? Because you can take an idea and in minutes, an hour, get something that you can bring to your board, to your team, to your
or at least get you 80% of the way there, right? Like that's our whole thing.
Well, and I've used it to more or less take it to my web designer and say, I want this.
Oh, here's option 2. Sorry. So this was before and after is the time-bound piece, but then there's a little card here that kind of explains the impact by
This is really cool.
Yeah, and then here's that Gemini FI. So if I hit generate action plan, I wonder what it's going to do. I obviously haven't tested that part yet. But so then like as it's doing that, I can. But yeah, both of them are pretty dope.
Yep.
I'm a big fan. I feel like we should leave it open. We should, Tim, we should put these on the back end of your website.
I agree.
Get them on and then have people, and then have people vote all week.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Next week. Because Megan doesn't like you enough to vote for you. So unfortunately.
No, I think Megan, I think we should do 2 votes, right? So we're doing one here right now, and then we'll do a second one. Yeah. I think we should do it that way.
Oh, look at the action plan, you guys. The Gemini.
Wait, show it. Show us.
Yeah, I'm sharing.
To Dan's point, the fact that this is even possible in this amount of time is like absolutely crazy.
In a pre-AI world, like go away and come up with an action plan for each of our cohorts. It'll be weeks. And it'll probably be wrong the first time.
You guys are going to get so tired of hearing me saying emergent. But this is what I'm talking about. You don't start where you know what it's going to look like. You start with, components and questions, and you start to zero in rather than starting with a full plan.
I also love the little, look at this, data-backed insights for human-centered growth.
We can't read that. You have to read it to us if you want us to be impressed here.
Data-backed insights for human-centered growth. The action plan generated an actual action plan, which is awesome. Yeah. Okay, so for what it's worth, this was the one, Dan, that I had on the deep research.
Deep research was a good cheat code. I did not think of it.
Yeah,
so this came from your deep research. This came from me pulling deep research over into a new one.
Yeah, and when you chain them together, because you can put 1,400 pages worth of data, Gemini will happily consume it for an output. So you can give it images, video, transcripts, 4 or 5.
That is the best comment I've ever seen in my life. That is awesome, Megan. Oh, that is great. All right. Okay. Well, I mean, fine. $10 to Roots. I'll give $10 to Roots for your vote.
Does Megan have a Roots?
Roots Ethiopia.
Oh, whatever.
Her nonprofit.
Anyway. Oh, I thought there's a Roots of Brazil.
Yeah.
Never mind. It was a restaurant. My mind went to
I'm telling Megan, if she's for sale, I'm buying.
Ridiculous. All right, everybody, cast your votes in the chat. I'm I have a feeling Megan might be the only one live right now, which I think is actually awesome. So sorry, Megan, you're on the clock. But in the meantime,
definitely going to be casting the winning vote.
In the meantime, right after this, we're actually going to go through what Tim had vibe coded last night. So definitely check this out. Go to our Upscalator cohort. He's going to actually be walking through, and it's a whole like essentially guided implementation to some of the stuff that we do, but not with Google. So it's definitely a more involved, more advanced section, but you don't have to be more advanced to learn and grow with and from it. Did I miss anything there? Sweet Tim?
No, you did not. So thank you.
Right.
Thanks everybody for watching. Megan, I will send that donation your way. I can't find LinkedIn to find out who won here because it's like buried in a tab someplace.
So Tim, on Human Stack, when you post this is going to be like a pie contest where it's like used a boxed solution for the pie versus homegrown, homemade, made 2 of them.
I like how if you ask Dan anything related to a website, he will like go deep research on how that's going to happen. I don't know, Dan.
It just, it's important when you vote on the best pie that you know what went into it.
Yeah. What?
Boss wins. That's funny. What's extra funny is I just voted for myself. I vote Sami.
You're not for sale. What is that? For sale? Unbelievable.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for always being our number 1 fan. Really appreciate it. And Sami, that was great work. Like really cool. Yeah, I'm like I love the approach that you took on that.
I think we should like every few months, like every quarter, do some sort of showdown of sorts.
Some bake off to use Dan's pie.
That's what it felt like. I was like, oh my God, I don't have enough time and I have not put this in the oven yet.
Yeah.
I don't think this will we're not going to make it into the reality home and garden TV series, but look at Food Network maybe.
Says you. All right. Well, don't forget next week. First of all, thank you. Wonderful meeting you, John David, and thank you so much. Big round of applause, air horns for our host Dan Kershaw. Thank you so much. We appreciate it so much, and appreciate you both jumping on with us. So thank you so much.
Next week, sorry, we need a promo this next week.
Yeah.
No, I was saying bye to our guests first.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Friends. Bye. Someday I'll get him to understand. And by him,
it's very, very unlikely to get this person to understand.
All right. Next week, if you look, I even have it on a nice little scroller thing on deck. AI4AnyoneLIVE, Season 1, Episode 16, Unfuck Your AI Policy. So super excited. We're going to have Jennifer Owens from the One Valley Community Foundation join us and talk through all things AI policy, which is like my nerd. I love it. My nirvana. So
I was talking with Shannon McCracken from the Nonprofit Alliance, who has been thinking about this for a long time. And when I told her the way that Jennifer had structured this, she was like, oh, that's amazing. Like it is. I am really, really excited about that. So next week it's going to be half hour here, 90 minutes somewhere else live. Anyone can join. Can't wait to see you all there.
Yeah, so excited. But in the meantime, I'm going to head back to the conference because it sounds like they need this room back.
All right. Bye, Sami.
Wonderful, everybody. See you later.